Welcome back to Tools and Track. In this episode we're going to deal with some exhaust issues. So it's a bit of a temporary fix. When we put the turbo on, it was fine. Proved out the turbo kit, everything works as it should. However, the link pipe from the turbo to the exhaust has always been something kind of temporary. It's one of those exhaust bendy flexi pipes that never really work. It's been great as a temporary measure, but it's getting to the point now where I'm getting gassed. It's letting out hydrocarbons into the engine bay, and it just annoys me. So we're going to spend our lockdown time effectively and fabricate up a more permanent solution. Now, join me in a long and convoluted montage where I jack up the car. So with the wheel off, we can get a proper view of the offending item. As you can see, turbo sits up around about here, a 45-degree dump down to the exhaust around about here. This needs to be replaced. Now, if I'm onto a winner, this will all be 3-inch like I hope it is. If I'm not, we're going to need to get creative. So, let's get the old pipe off. Right, that was a bit of a skip to the end moment. I thought I could just shimmy that flexi off and then start lining stuff up without disrupting the turbo or the exhaust. What ended up happening was I had to do both. I've had the turbo off completely, with this still more or less welded to it, and had to chop it to get it off. Turns out these things do bite quite well. What they don't do is seal at all. While I had the exhaust off, as anyone who has seen earlier videos know, to take the exhaust off you need to take just about everything that sits around about it. One thing was the rear anti-roll bar. That hasn't aged well. I think my car might have some ground clearance issues. Whoops. 73.6 external diameter. 76, so 3-inch on the nose. Great. I've had to remove the entire turbo assembly off, not for the first time. Not really too annoyed about this, to be honest, because I've had a heat sock that goes over the hot side of the turbo, which for the longest time I've completely forgot to refit. So I think we'll fire it on now while we're doing this job. So I've just measured the dump pipe from the exhaust of the dump pipe, or whatever you want to call it, depending on what side of the Atlantic you live on. So it's a 3-inch outlet, which is what I suspected. Problem is, measuring the exhaust that it's going to go into, it's 74 external diameter. So we're going to have some problems here. Namely, we're going to have to reduce it ever so slightly. I'm going to try a wee length of 3-inch pipe sleeved over it and see how we get on. I might be able to just cut some welds, hammer it down and just weld around it. The problem is, that is where it's meant to sleeve on, because as you've probably guessed with the rest of the exhaust, there's no other brakes in it. Other than that, other issues that we have found with this little job, and believe me, there are obviously many. We also don't have a 45-degree exact angle to come down from the turbo into the exhaust. It's more like 52 or 53. So our 45-degree angle pipe that we had bought isn't going to work. So I think what we're going to do, to be somewhat creative, is we're going to take the 45-degree angle part, chop out 100 mils worth and put a flexi in. This is going to give us a number of bits of forgiveness. Namely, I don't need to worry too much about getting the angle right to sleeve it on. Secondly, it gives us that expansion that's not really there, which hasn't been a big issue up until now, but bear in mind this is a turbo application going onto a non-hangered exhaust, apart from one bit in the centre of it. A lot of stress that can go through that, so I'll be a lot happier with the little flexi involved. We went on eBay, we've ordered up a flexi section, which was, as I hoped, 100mm long. However, since we've had a wee wait and had a wee time to think, I went back to the drawing board, quite literally, and measured things out. So using some steel rod I had lying around, I've duct taped it to both sides of the pipes that we've got, and took some measurements. So, interesting point to note, from our downpipe to our intersect at the angle point, we've got 65mm, not 100 as I thought. So that was a bit of an oddball one for us. Obviously putting the exhaust back on has maybe changed this. That was my suspicion, which is correct. So the distance from the face of where the exhaust starts to this intersect point again is 110mm. So where's the difference? Well, this actually sits at a very subtle angle tapering up towards the front of the car. Maybe 5, possibly even 10 degrees. That has actually deleted this over angle I suspected we had before. So we do have a 45-degree angle, it's just that the turbo and the exhaust are both sitting off kilter. Always worth taking a measurement, isn't it? I'm going to put in this flexi section, although this time it's going to go here, quite simply because it's the only place I've got space for it. So what we're going to have to do here is trim down the 45 degree I've got, take 65mm off, weld on a flange at the end so we can mate it onto this side, and then do the same on the other side. However, we've got a further problem here. This is only 74mm, so we're also going to have to up this to 3" so whatever we do sleeve on, for the sake of simplicity, we'll sleeve onto this. Chopped everything out as per my sizes. I've got it all in, put the exhaust back on after welding up the new 3" input for it, and I've just lined everything up and sort of put it in as best I can. I thought I'd have a lot of bother with this, but in actual fact everything actually sits quite tight, which just goes to show that, you know, it's exactly where it should be. So that's quite good. What I'm going to do now is just chuck a couple of tack welds each side of the flexi, and all going well, that should hold my angle, because the flexi holds the 45-degree bend and it also holds the sleeve onto the main exhaust part. The only other bit that we've got after that 45-degree is just a swaged out sleeve that's going to go over the downpipe from the turbo, and that can really weld on anywhere, to be honest. Having measured it, I've got plenty of slack on the other side, so I'll probably give it a bit of length just to make sure that we're getting a good seal on it. And there we go, one finished welded up downpipe. Just got to throw it back on and pray that it lines up the way it did before. A lot of work for what is basically just a bent pipe. That's going to do us for the moment with Noisyboy. Good result. Got the turbo on, got it lined up. Doesn't seem to be like there's going to be any leak pass, but obviously until we get some exhaust paste on there, we're not going to know for sure. We've got a few other things to do here, so I'm not going to finish off. But thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time, and don't forget to subscribe. See you later.